Hello friends, welcome to all of you, Shiksha 360, and today we will discuss the chapter 1, basically chapter number 8, part 1. That is basically chapter is risk. Clear? That is basically chapter is a risk. So let's start that session. So first of all, we are able to know basically what is risk. Clear? First of all, we are able to know basically what is a risk. So let's discuss basically what is risk. So in most cases, we observe that, clear, in most cases, let's say understand with the general perspective what is a risk, and after that we will discuss with the technical examples. Clear? So in most cases, we observe that there is deviation in what we achieve from what we have planned or what we have expected. Clear? Basically, we do planning for any work. Clear? We do proper planning for any work, but due to any case, clear, but due to any reason, that work will not be able we can do with the objective what we have planned. Clear? So this is the same thing they are saying that in most cases we observe that there is deviation in what we achieve from what we have planned or what we have experienced. So this unpredictability of future, clear, this unpredictability of future is due to uncertainties. Clear? This unpredictability of future is basically due to uncertainties associated with the steps. Clear? This unpredictability of future is due to the uncertainties associated with the steps that we undertake. Clear? That we undertake in the process or various external factors. Clear? Why this is unpredictability result? Clear? Or unpredictability, any unforeseen instances. Clear? So this unpredictability of future is due to uncertainties associated with the steps that we undertake. Clear? That we undertake in the process of various external factors. Clear? That we undertake in the process or various external factors that influence the processes that are necessary to achieve our planned objective. Clear? In the process or various external factors. Clear? That we undertake in the process or various external factors that influence the processes. Clear? That influence the processes that are necessary to achieve our planned objective. Clear? So next point is, so let us understand it through the example. Clear? Let us understand this point with the help of one example. Clear? Say we have keep an appointment. Clear? Like we have an appointment and that is very important and we have to reach for in time for it. Clear? In order to keep the appointment, one has to get ready well, clear, in time, arrange a transport to reach the venue and travel the distance to the place of the appointment. All these factors, clear, all these factors are inseparably associated with the process. Clear? All these factors are inseparably associated with the process of reaching the place of appointment. There are uncertainties. Clear? In this, there are uncertainties associated with all or them. Clear? In this case also they help to understand what is the meaning of risk here. Clear? There are uncertainties associated with all or them. Like one may get ready early or be delayed. Clear? The person get ready early but delayed due to some reasons. Clear? Or delayed, or transport may become available well in time, or there may be difficulty or delay in getting it. Clear? Either the transport will be available on time or in some cases like it is not available. Clear? It is not available on time. Clear? That is also we can say that a risk, and therefore there may be traffic jam on the way or traffic disorder, or traffic flow may be very smooth, the vehicle may break down. Clear? Either there is a traffic jam or traffic disorder, or there is no basically problem in the traffic flow may be smooth but the vehicle may break down on the way, or it may be trouble free drive. Clear? So these are the basically the different risks. Clear? At each place, clear, at each place there is one problem. Clear? One or more problems. Clear? So this is basically they are saying to that. Clear? Like these types of risk we will face. So if everything goes well, clear, if everything goes well, like ready on time or before time, transport properly available, there is no disruption of the traffic, and vehicle go properly, clear. So we will reach on the time, clear. So if everything goes well, one would reach well in time. The uncertainties associated with the factors do not hurt him, but these uncertainties, clear, but these uncertainties may also become instrumental in one failing to reach in time, clear. If there is anyone, even a single uncertainty in this case, then it may basically it leads to the failing to reach on time, clear. It may leads to the failing of reach on time. So in other words, there is the risk, clear, there is the risk of leaching rate for the ointment, which is due to the uncertainties associated with the factors mentioned above. So these factors are the risk elements, clear. Basically these factors are basically the risk elements or contributors, clear. These factors are the risk elements or contributors to the uncertainty. Risk would arise, clear. Risk would arise when those uncertainties affect adversely, clear. Risk would arise when those uncertainties, clear. Risk would arise when these uncertainties affect adversely, clear. Risk would arise when these uncertainties basically affect adversely, clear. It means that when these uncertainties plays their role or comes in between, then it leads to the problem, clear. Then it leads to the problem. So basically what is a risk? Many times they are asking the definition of risk in the exam. So basically risk are uncertainties, clear. Risk are uncertainties resulting in adverse outcome, clear. Risks are basically uncertainties resulting in adverse outcome, adverse in relation to planned objective or expectations, clear. Basically what are risk? Risk are uncertainties resulting in adverse outcome, adverse in relation to the planned objective or expectations, clear. Adverse in relation to the planned objective or expectations. Financial risks are uncertainties, clear. What are financial risks? Here we are generally risks. So what are financial risks? Basically financial risks are uncertainties resulting in adverse variation, clear. Financial risks are basically uncertainties resulting in adverse variation or profitability or outright losses, clear. Basically financial risks are basically uncertainties basically resulting in adverse variation or adverse variation of basically profitability or outright losses, clear. What is the meaning of profitability? Either there is profit or loss, clear. It depends upon case to case, which we have to discuss. So as far as profit or loss of business, clear, as far as profit or loss of business basically depends upon the net result of all cash inflows and cash outflows, clear. Basically as far as profit or loss of business, basically it depends upon the net result of, clear. As far as profit or loss of business, basically it depends upon the net result of all the cash inflows and cash outflows, clear. In net result of all the cash inflows and cash outflows. Uncertainties in cash flows, clear. Uncertainties in cash flows or outflows, clear. Uncertainties either in the cash inflow, cash coming or cash going, clear. Uncertainties in the cash inflows and or cash outflows also create, clear, also create uncertainties in net cash flow or profits, clear. Basically it leads to the certain uncertainties in the net cash flow or profits. So what are the factors responsible, clear? So factors that are responsible, clear. Factors that are responsible for creating uncertainties, clear. Factors that are responsible for creating uncertainties in cash outflows and cash inflows are the risk elements, clear. Factors that are responsible, clear. Factors that are responsible for creating uncertainties in what? Basically factors that are responsible for creating uncertainties in cash outflows and cash inflows, clear, are the basically risk elements, clear. These are the basically risk elements. So now let's discuss one by one. So in a simple case, clear, like in a simple case of a trading business, clear. In a simple case of a trading business that involves purchase of goods for sale, clear. In a simple case of a trading business that involves purchase of goods, clear. What it involves? That involves purchase of goods for sale, clear. We are purchasing goods for sale with some administrative and transport cost, clear. Basically in that we have to pay the administrative cost, basically controlling cost, and the transportation cost. So cash inflows would arise from sale, clear. We are selling the goods and we get the money in back, clear. Cash inflows would arise from the sale. So the variation in sales volume, clear. The variation in sales volume and the unit price, clear. Sales volume basically like we are selling the, we can say that 500 products and the price of one product is rupees 100, or we can say that it is to be 150. Clear? It depends upon the price, as we can say that if your quantity is 500. Clear? So the variation in sales volume, clear, the variation in sales volume and unit price, clear, realization, clear, would create uncertainties in the cash flow. Clear? Basically, like initially we can sell at rupees 100. Clear? When we have less quantity left, so we are raising the price. Clear? Or initially we can sell at the high price, and later on basically when competitors are also comes in the market, so we sell it at the less price. Clear? So it depends upon case to case. Clear? So it depends upon case to case, which we are showing here or discussing here. Clear? So the variation in sales volume and unit price realization would create uncertainties in the cash flow. Similarly, cash outflow, clear, similarly cash outflow would arise from the purchases and administrative and transportation costs. Clear? Similarly cash outflow would arise, clear, similarly cash outflow would arise from the purchases and administrative and transportation cost. Clear? From the purchases and administrative and transportation cost. Next one is uncertainties in the purchase price. Clear? Uncertainty in the purchase price, assuming goods are always available at a price. Clear? And other costs. Clear? And other costs would create uncertainties in the cash outflows. Clear? Uncertainty in the purchase price, clear, like we are purchasing at different prices, clear, as per the availability of the product. Clear? And other costs would create uncertainties in cash outflows. Clear? Uncertainties in both cash inflows and cash outflows would result in uncertainties in net cash flow or profits. Clear? So uncertainties in both cash outflows and cash inflows basically would result in uncertainties in net cash flow or profits. Clear? So basically this can affect, clear, this can affect profits favorably or unfavorably. Clear? Overall this can affect profits basically favorably or unfavorably. Like if the sales price, clear, if the sales price or sales volume are more than what was expected, clear, if the sales price or sales volume is more than what we can expected, or purchase price declines, clear, like we can say that sale price or SP is more and cost price we can say that less. Clear? So what will happen in that case? Basically it leads to the profit. Clear? If sales price and or the sales volumes are more than what we can expect, or the purchase price declines, clear, cost price is going to decline and the selling price is going to increase. Clear? Or other expenses incurred are also less. Clear? Like we can say that the petrol prices, basically earlier it is to be rupees 120, but later on basically government reduces the tax on that. Clear? And after that it leads to 90 or 95 rupees. Clear? So basically in that case, so but the selling price of the product is to be same. Clear? So what will happen? Basically it leads to the more profit because the transportation cost goes to less. Clear? Declining. Clear? So and it will result in the higher profits. Clear? It will result in the higher profits. But same thing, but if the sales volume, clear, but if the sales volume and or the sales prices decline, clear, but if the sales volume or the sales price decline, or purchase prices rise, clear, or purchase prices rise, or other expenses increase, clear, but if the sales volume or other sales prices decline, or purchase prices rise, or other expenses increase, so it will result, what it will result, basically it will result in lower profits or even outright losses. Clear? So what will it will result? So it will result in the lower profits. Clear? Because we have to purchase at the higher price. Clear? So selling price is we can say that rupees 100 and purchase price we can say that rupees 90. So basically it will result in lower profits. Here selling price is same 100 but purchase price is rupees 40. Clear? So risk of the parameters or risk of the business, clear, risk of the business would lie where profits are adversely affected. Clear? So this can happen due to adverse effect. Clear? This can happen due to adverse impact or uncertainties. Clear? This can happen due to adverse impact or uncertainties associated with the sales volume. Clear? So this can happen due to the adverse impact or uncertainties. Clear? This can happen due to the adverse impact or uncertainties associated with the sales volume, sales price, purchase price, and administrative and transportation expenses, which are the risk factors or risk elements. Clear? So you have to remember basically which of the following are the risk factors or the risk elements. Clear? So sales volume, sales price, purchase price, and administrative and transportation expenses. Clear? And administrative and transportation expenses, basically these are the risk factors or the risk elements. Clear? These are basically the risk factors or the risk elements. So uncertainties. Clear? Uncertainties associated with the risk elements. Clear? Uncertainties associated with the risk elements impact the net cash flow of any business or investment. Clear? Uncertainties associated with the risk elements, basically it impacts the net cash flow of any business or investment. Clear? So under the impact of uncertainties, clear, under the impact of uncertainties, basically it leads to the variation in net cash flow takes place. Clear? Why? Because there is a mismatch between the outflow and inflow. Clear? Because there is the mismatch between the outflow and inflow, and this could be, clear, this could be favorable or as well as unfavorable. Clear? Basically if it leads to the profit for us, clear, if it leads to the profit for us, then it will be favorable, and if it is declining property or if it leads to the loss, then it will be not favorable. Clear? So this could be favorable as well as unfavorable. Clear? So the possible unfavorable impact is the risk of the business. Clear? So what is the possible unfavorable impact? Basically it is the basically the risk of the business. Clear? The possible unfavorable impact, it is basically the risk of the business. So in the same example, clear, which we have discussed, in the same example, suppose that the trader engages in demanding of a trading of a commodity. Clear? Trading, basically they are trading of a commodity. Clear? The trader engages himself basically in trading of a commodity where what will happen, where demands fluctuate widely. Clear? Where demands fluctuates widely and or share and or prices also change substantially. Clear? And or prices basically also change substantially over a short period. Clear? And or prices also change substantially over a short period, as it is observed in case of trading in shares. Clear? Basically they are saying that basically the trader basically dealing in that type of thing where the prices are changed very adversely, like they are saying the example in the sharing. Clear? In the shares, trading of the shares. Clear? So in such cases, clear, in such cases if the everything moves favorably, we can say that if we are investing in the market, share market, and our shares are continuously rising. Clear? So the trader can earn very huge profits. Clear? Or very high profits. Clear? In that case basically the trader can earn very high profits. Clear? But what will happen if the same will not move in that way? Clear? If the same will not move in that way, basically what it means to say that basically if the prices are not increased, clear, of the, or if the market is not going to rise. Clear? If the market is not going to rise, then what will happen? Clear? Then the basically it leads to the loss also. Clear? So reverse would be true if everything moves adversely. Clear? Reverse would be true if everything moves adversely. Clear? Basically it means that it leads to also losses. Clear? So in other words, variability in net cash flow would be high in such cases, and because of that it may result in higher profits or in adverse situation higher losses. Clear? Or in adverse situation like in higher losses. Like I think all of you are aware, basically we have discussed like the call and put option. Clear? Call and put option. Clear? Basically these are also basically the derivatives, but these are trading in the share market. Clear? Call and put option. Clear? So in sometimes basically it leads to the higher profits, and in some cases also it leads to the higher losses. Clear? So we call such a business, clear, we call such a business with the higher risk. Clear? Basically is when basically sometimes when there is a very high profit, and in some cases when there is a very big loss. Clear? So that is basically known as business with the higher risk. Clear? Similarly, if the variability in net cash flow is lower, clear, like in this basically you can remember this variability in net cash flow will be high. Clear? When the variability of net cash flow will be higher, in that case basically there will be high profit or loss. Clear? But in the other case if the variability, clear, what in the other case if the variability in the net cash flow is lower, clear, so it will result in, clear, so it will result in lower profits and lower losses. Clear? And the business would be lower risk. Clear? So basically it would result in lower profits and lower risks, and in a nutshell we can say that basically the business would have lower risk. Clear? So in the end we can say that the business would have a lower risk. So basically lower risk implies a lower variability in the net cash flow with the lower upside and down. So higher risk would imply higher upside and downside potential. Clear? Basically, higher risk, basically we can say that example as a share trade. So we may also consider, clear, we may also consider another case where we can say a retired person. Clear? A retired person, basically we can also say basically a retired person has invested, clear, retired person has invested rupees 1 lakh at 6.5% interest payable half yearly. Clear? Basically invested 1 lakh basically at the interest rate 6.5% interest payable half yearly in RBI bond that has a maturity of 5 years. Clear? That has a maturity of 5 years. Clear? Basically in this what will be that the gentleman, clear, basically in this the gentleman would receive interest of rupees 3250 after every half year. Clear? Basically in this the gentleman would receive interest of rupees 3250 rupees every half year and would receive back the principal after the maturity is over. Clear? And that also basically they will get the entire principal. Clear? Basically there is lower risk, also they will get the low benefit like this much amount after every 6 months, but there is low risk because the person will get their total principal after the entire amount. Clear? There is no fear that the principal will be lost. Clear? So the cash flow associated with the said investment, clear, the cash flow associated with the said investment, as we all know, that does not have any uncertainty. Clear? Basically this does not have any uncertainty associated with it. In other words, there is a risk free or zero risk investment. Clear? Basically in other words we can say that this is a risk free or zero risk investment for the period it is invested. Clear? Basically like it is invested for the 5 years, so basically it is risk free. Clear? Because they will get after 6 months 3250 rupees as interest. So it may also be noted that this investment being risk free, returns are also lower. Clear? In this basically if this is a risk free investment, side by side basically in this the returns are also lower as compared to the other investment opportunities. Clear? Basically returns are also lower as compared to the other investment opportunities available in the market. Clear? As compared to the other investment opportunities as available in the market. Clear? So zero risk basically would imply what imply basically zero risk would imply no variation in the net cash flow. Clear? Basically zero risk would imply basically what it imply, no variation in the net cash flow. So return on zero risk investment would be low as compared to other opportunities available in the market. Clear? So you have to remember basically what is the meaning of this is IN. Clear? What is the meaning of zero risk? Basically zero risk would imply no variation in the net cash flow. Clear? Basically in this there is no variation. Clear? Either it is not to be high, it is not to be low, it is to be fixed. Clear? After 6 months you will get 3250 rupees. Clear? So zero risk would imply basically no variation in the net cash flow and the return on the zero risk investment. Clear? Return on zero risk investment would be low as compared to other opportunities. Clear? As compared to other opportunities available in the market. Clear? As compared to other opportunities basically available in the market. Clear? So in this session we have discussed regarding what is risk and what are the risk factors or the risk elements. Clear? Basically this is very important for examination for 1 mark question. Basically what are the risk factors or risk elements. Clear? So in the next session, clear, in the next session we have to discuss some other important factors. Clear? What are some other important factors that leads to the risk. Clear? So thanks to all of you for watching this session.